And now, the continuing story of Another World.
You want some more coffee, honey?
Oh, no, thanks. This is my third cup. You certainly do look beautiful this morning.
Do I?
Yeah. Then you always look beautiful. But all that anxiety is gone.
I must have been a real problem to you while I've been so low.
You're never a real problem to me.
I'm going to be all different now.
After all, in your condition, you can't be expected to control your feelings all the time.
Oh, but there is something I can do. All I have to do is remind myself how lucky I am to be married to you.
No, I'm very lucky to be married to you.
You are happy, aren't you?
I couldn't be happier. Oh, no, I take that back.
Why? What do you mean?
I'm going to be happier when the baby's born.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Mr. Corey,
Yes, Vivian?
you left your briefcase by the breakfast table.
Oh, that's very kind of you to bring it in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are your plans for today?
Well, I thought I'd go on working on that small piece of sculpture that I started last week.
Small piece? I don't think I've seen that.
No, I don't think you have. And then I thought if the weather held, I'd take Amanda over to Miranda Bishop's swimming pool.
Oh, good. I think Kit would like to have some company over
I
there.
hope Kit and Joy are enjoying their stay there.
Mrs. Corey, I don't think you should go over there.
Why not, Vivian?
Because it's muggy out, it's clouding over, and I think it's going to rain in a couple of hours. I can feel that in my hip.
Hip? What happened to your hip?
Nothing. It just happens to be something that runs in my family.
Oh, sorry.
Vivian,
Yes, ma'am?
is something wrong?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am, I'm very sure. I don't know what's wrong today.
There is something wrong, isn't there?
Yes, I noticed it at breakfast.
So did I.
She's obviously very unhappy about something.
Maybe you should talk to her, honey.
I will.
I don't like the idea of anybody being unhappy in this house.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
No, it doesn't. Especially since we have enough to go around for everybody.
That's true.
We are very happy.
Yes, we are.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Did you?
Got up once.
Well, not me. I was dead to the world.
I started to get up. It was time for me to leave. And
Then what?
it's never happened to me before.
What never happened?
I always left.
Okay, Captain Sparks, I'll see you Monday then. Okay, bye-bye. Oh,
What's the matter?
I have to go to work on Monday.
I thought that's what you wanted.
You haven't heard what it is they want me to do yet.
What?
Well, they want me to put me behind a desk.
Is that all?
I don't want to do a desk job, Clarice.
I would be happy if you never stepped foot outside of police headquarters again.
Even if I died of boredom?
Well, honey, wait and see. You might find it to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Answering phones and filling out reports, real interesting.
Well, it's only for a month.
Well, at least you'll have me out of the house.
Who says I want you out of the house?
I know you're not happy me being underfoot all the time.
Honey, I have loved having you here every single minute of it.
Look, I know I've been little grouchy about Robert Delaney and all those letters you two were exchanging.
Oh, honey, I understand that. It's made me love you even more.
You did?
Because I realize how much you care about Corey.
You know, I'd love him as much as if he was my own son.
I know, honey, but I wasn't prepared for the carryings on when you thought that Robert was coming here.
Oh, so I carried on, did I?
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
Well, maybe I was a little jealous.
Of Robert.
Why, you know, I mean, he was pretty serious about you once.
If I thought that something could have worked out with Robert, I could have married him before Corey was born.
Well, that was another thing. I was a little jealous about Corey, too.
But, honey, you know how much he loves you.
Well, you know, I mean, this guy comes out of the blue and introduces himself to Corey as his father.
I've told Corey about Robert.
Yeah, well, hearing about Robert and actually meeting him are two different things. You want me to get that?
Oh, I want you never to be jealous again, okay?
Okay. Hey, Mitch. How you doing? Come on in.
Right. How are you, Clarice?
I'm fine, thanks.
How are you doing?
Oh, fine. I'm going back to work on Monday.
Congratulations. Sounds like good news.
Yeah.
Hey, what can I get you, Mitch?
Nothing, thank you.
How about a fresh pot of coffee?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Where's Corey?
Oh, is that who you came to see?
Yeah, we were just talking about Corey.
Oh, yeah, well, I was going to go by the ball game. I thought he might want to come along.
Oh, I know that he'd love to go with you, but he's out on a camping trip with the rest of the kids in this building.
All right, another time.
Okay.
You know, that was real nice of you to take care of him last weekend.
I think that Larry appreciated it even more than I did.
I did. I mean, the doc told me to get some rest, and Corey kept asking me to ride him piggyback.
Great kid.
He thinks
Yes.
you're great too, Mitch.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been Mitch this and Mitch that around here for the last few weeks.
Yeah, well, he started asking me why I didn't have any kids of my own.
Well, you know, these kids, they'll ask the strangest things sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you can't see me with 2 or 3, maybe 4 of them?
Huh?
You know, I think that you'd make a real good father.
Yeah, I think so. I think I would, too.
Yeah, you're like me. I mean, I had never even thought of having kids till I met Clarice. And of course, well, she already had one.
Yeah, well, the only one I ever knew was Amanda.
She's cute, isn't she?
Yeah, she and Nancy both are. I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 boys, couple of girls, 3 girls, family man. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, anyway, when does he get back from his camping trip?
Well, they were going to be back this morning, but they've been having so much fun that they're going to have a picnic.
All right, well, tell him I said hello.
I will, sure. Huh. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Come on in. Oh, you know Mitch, don't you?
Yeah, we met a couple of times at the supper club.
You're with Blaine. How are you?
Yeah, that's right.
How is she?
She's fine, I guess.
You guess?
Jerry and Blaine have been having a little trouble lately.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Look, are you sure that I can't convince you to stay and have some coffee with all
Now,
of us?
listen, I'm going to go. I'll see you another time.
Okay.
See you later.
All right, we'll see you later on.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by. So, how are things going?
Oh, pretty good.
Hey, what you been doing with yourself?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time at the law library studying.
I wish that you'd come here and have some dinner with us.
Well, thanks, Clarice. I'd like that.
I want you to sit down and talk to us.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stay. I just came by to see if you found something I may have left here.
What?
A beige sweater. I can't seem to get track of it.
Well, I haven't come across it. Have you, honey?
Well, if I did, he might not get it back.
Isn't that the sweater that Blaine gave you for your birthday?
Well, yeah, I just happen to wear it a lot.
Well, maybe you left it over at her place when you moved out.
No, I checked with her. She thought it might be late coming back from the cleaners.
Well, so why don't you stop by the apartment and ask her about it again?
Yeah, maybe I do have time to stop by there before my next class.
I wish...
Don't wish for anything, Clarice.
Well, did you have a good meeting with Mac?
Yeah, we got everything done.
You have a little while to talk?
All right.
Well, wasn't Mac in wonderfully good spirits?
More high-spirited than I've ever seen him.
And we know why, don't we?
Do we?
Well, mostly because of Rachel and the baby.
Well, yes, naturally, he's happy that she's going to have another child.
And the situation with Pat, that put him in a good mood, too.
You mean the possibility that Pat might come back to Brava?
Well, Mac's very optimistic about that.
Maybe he shouldn't be.
Why do you say that?
I thought I told you. When I drove Pat to the airport, she never said a word about going back to her job.
Well, she could have had something else on her mind.
Yes, she did seem preoccupied.
Well, what did she talk about? Anything in particular?
Well, she talked mostly about Russ and Tracy and
Oh,
how
that
happy
reminds me. Sally and I had the most wonderful time at dinner with them last night.
Well, that's nice.
And Tracy was so disappointed you couldn't be there.
I had accepted another invitation before I got hers on the message tape.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Actually, I was trying to be of service to someone.
A client.
A client and a friend.
Is it a secret, or are you going to tell me who this someone is?
Well, you're so close to guessing, I might as well tell you.
It was Margot Grove, wasn't it?
I took her to the arena.
You took her back to that terrible gambling place again?
She wanted to see the owner about a personal matter.
She wanted someone to lead her by the hand, and you did it?
She did seem a little upset, Liz.
A damsel in distress. Is that what got to you?
I guess so.
I wonder what kind of a predicament I'd have to be in for you to help me. Standing on the edge of a roof of a 10-story building, maybe.
Oh, come on, Liz. If you called me before you jump, I'd do my best to be there.
Thanks a lot.
Looks like you're mopping the floor.
Well, that's what I was about to do. Mop the floor.
Well, it's your lucky day. You get to take a break for a while.
I just soon get this over with, Mitch, so if you'll excuse me.
It's all right. You excuse. I'll wait for you in the living room.
Mitch, I have an awful lot of work to do after I finish with the floor.
Everybody's got somebody to talk to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, a man in my position for the first time sometimes needs to talk about some things.
Ah, so that's it.
Why, does it surprise you?
Well, I guess it shouldn't.
Well, I keep thinking about this baby, and I just got nobody to share my thoughts with.
Why would you want to share it with anybody?
Because I got a need to. You've got kids. You know what it's like. Start wondering what's going to happen to them. What they're going to turn out to in life.
Yeah, well, your situation is just a little bit different.
It's not any different. I'm like any other expectant father.
How do you know what expectant fathers are like?
I read it in a book. I took your suggestion. I bought a book.
About babies?
About babies, mothers and fathers. I mean, it's not that I need a book to know what it is I feel.
So you figured I was the one to talk to about this?
Now, who else am I going to talk to?
Why don't you put it out of your mind?
Because I don't seem to be able to.
You have to be able to.
I tried not to think about it.
You have other things in your life, haven't you?
I got lots of things.
Why don't you go back to the way you were before?
Because I'm not sure that I can. You see, the first thing that happens when I wake up in the morning, I start thinking about this baby.
Mitch, it's going to be Mac's baby.
It's my baby. No matter what you say.
You got to put that out of your head right now. If you don't, you're gonna wreck some lives, including the babies.
It's a good breakfast.
Hardly ate any of it.
What I ate was good. You can obviously cook.
Yeah, I guess I'm not bad. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
You seem so quiet.
Do I?
Well, you're usually very lively and have lots of things to say.
Guess I've been thinking
About what?
how nice you've been this morning.
Because I cooked you breakfast.
Partially, yes.
It was just bacon and eggs.
It made me feel at home, Blaine.
Funny you should say that.
Why?
Because you act like you're always at home, no matter where you are.
It's just what it is. An act.
How do you mean?
Maybe you'd understand better if I told you a few things about myself. When I was a kid, I never really had a home, so I had to pretend that I belonged.
What happened to your mother and father?
Never knew who my father was.
You were illegitimate?
Yeah. But I lived in a place where that didn't matter so much.
Where did you live?
A small coal mining town in West Virginia. Down in a valley between two hills where the mines were. Bunch of shacks covered in coal dust.
Your mother brought you up there?
Yeah. That town was their livelihood.
I didn't know they let women work in the coal mines back then.
They didn't. She was a prostitute. Not like the kind you see in places like Bay City either. Fancy clothes, makeup, hair. She lost all her teeth before she was 26. She's like a wrung-out old woman.
That must have been tough.
Well, we didn't exactly starve, but it wasn't enough for us either.
I know what that's like.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. And I know what it's like to grow up without a home life. Except that, in my case, it was just the reverse of yours.
How so?
It was my father that brought me up, if you could call it that. I don't even remember my mother.
She died when you were little?
No. She ran off somewhere. My pa was really mean.
Sounds like you had a tough deal.
I guess we both did.
You ever steal when you were a kid?
No. Did you?
All the time. First I stole to put food on the table, and then I stole because it was all I knew how to do.
I can understand that.
Can you?
Mm-hmm. Because I was always saying things that I wanted, but I couldn't have anything.
Meanwhile, I just reached out and took them.
Did you get caught?
Yeah, I got caught. But there wasn't much they could do about it. I was too big for Mom to whip and too small to be put in jail.
Well, what about reform school?
My foster parents used to threaten me with it, but I told them if they put me in a place like that, I'd run away.
Well, wait a minute. Where did you get the foster parents?
The welfare agency put me in with them after Mother died.
Do you have any feelings for them?
No. And they didn't have any feelings for me. They told the agency they couldn't control me, and that's when I landed in the reformatory.
How long were you there?
First time.
I mean, it was more than once.
Yeah, until I learned the ropes, how not to get caught.
So, you never had a regular education or anything?
Not the kind you get with blackboard and books. I had a better education than that. I learned how to steal without getting caught. I learned to live in the streets. I was meaner, harder, and tougher than guys twice my age.
So now you have everything you want, huh?
Just about. about.
You want more coffee?
I never stayed all night before.
Really?
I can't explain it, but it seems important to me.
Staying all night?
Yes.
Jordan, you didn't answer my question. Would you want some more coffee?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could use another cup. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'll be right back.
Hey, forget what I told you, okay?
How can I? I was beginning to wonder whether or not you were human.
Don't count on it. I better go.
Well, finish your coffee first. Found out something else that you never do. Besides stay overnight, I mean.
Yeah? What's that?
You never talk about yourself, do you?
No, it's not my style.
Well, I'm flattered that you made an exception with me.
I told you to forget it.
What are you looking for?
My jacket.
It's in the bedroom.
I'll get it. Who's gonna answer the door?
Sure.
Hello.
Come on in, Jerry. I think you know Jordan Scott, don't you?
Yeah, we met a couple of weeks ago. Only now it's me that's got to be on his way. All right if I take off now? Talk to you later. Nice seeing you, Jerry.
Bye, Jordan. You want some coffee, Jerry?
No, thanks.
Well, how have you been? I'm studying real hard.
I came by to pick up my sweater, but, forget about it.
It hasn't shown up yet. I've looked all over for it. I'm really sorry.
Doesn't matter.
You'll have another birthday, Jerry. Maybe you'll have another girlfriend. She'll buy you another sweater.
Blaine,
What?
do you know who that man is?
Not really. Do you?
I'll tell you one thing. The police are looking into his whole operation out there.
At the arena?
He owns the place.
I know.
Oh, you do?
That doesn't mean I know his whole life story.
Well, my mom can fill you in on some of the facts.
Margot has already told me a few things about him.
And it doesn't bother you that he has underworld connections?
Is that a fact? Or just a rumor?
Mom knows him from Las Vegas. Not that he lasted long there, because someone like Scott can't last long in a place that has gambling under strict regulations.
So what? I happen to know that the arena is legitimate.
Did he tell you that? Blaine, the guy is a known criminal. He's as bad as they come.
What have you been doing, looking through his file down at police headquarters or something?
I didn't have to after what Mom told me.
Well, it's none of Margot's business, and it's none of your business either.
You've still got my name. So I'm making it my business.
Jerry, I don't want to hear what you think.
Okay, then just tell me what the setup is now. Is he keeping you or what? Is that your answer?
If you want my answer so badly, I'll give it to you. No, He is not keeping me.
And what was he doing here?
He's giving me a job.
That's what he was doing here first thing in the morning? Conferring with you about a job?
He didn't come here first thing this morning. He came here last night. We're having a love affair, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Besides, if he wants to keep me, that's my business, not yours. Can you get that through your head? We're getting a divorce. Don't forget that, Jerry. I don't have to answer to you for anything I do anymore.
I know. But you can't keep me from caring about you.
I am doing just fine.
You won't be doing just fine if you take a job in that place.
It's hot. It's hot.
Yes.
Oh, you know there's 8,000 kids out there with Nancy on that sprinkler, and I tried to join them, and they threw me out? This whole neighborhood is full of rotten kids. Whew. Kid, how can you drink hot tea on a day like this? Didn't you have any iced?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh. Let me get it for you, if I can find it. I can't see a thing through these. There's none. There isn't any. Did you make some? That's cold. That's not even hot. What, you been standing around all day wearing a hole in the table?
I've been thinking.
About what?
Not much.
You gotta be thinking about something.
I just get this feeling every once in a while, that everything's hopeless.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can't seem to shake it.
Kind of have that feelings every once in a while lately, huh?
Oh, Charlie. What did I put you through? Hey, you're all wet.
True, of course. People have been telling me that for years. But I have strong shoulders. I can cope. And you don't get these feelings too often.
Well, I'm getting them now.
Something happened this morning?
If I could only get Rachel to listen to me once.
Ah, about Mitch, huh?
If I could only get her to listen once.
Hey, honey, why don't you wait and go for your walk a little later when it's cooled off?
It's not all that hot.
Oh, you haven't been out yet.
Look, I'm gonna be okay, sweetheart.
You're not going to go jogging, are you?
No, I'm just going for a little leisurely stroll.
That's good, because that's all the doctor said you could do.
Are you gonna report me if I go against his wishes?
I might.
Well, looks like you're gonna have to come along with me as a chaperone.
I can't. I got to stay here in case the kids come back from the camping trip.
Oh, yeah, I don't want Corey coming home to an empty apartment.
But you have a terrific walk.
All right. Well, that's probably Corey here.
Hi. Look, I'm sorry to bother you guys again.
You're not bothering us. Come on in.
Yeah.
Did you find your sweater?
No, I didn't.
Didn't you have a class to go to?
Oh, I decided to cut it, Clarice.
Listen, did something happen between you and Blaine when you went over to her place?
No. No, not really. Larry, do you know when you're going back to work? I meant to ask you before and I forgot to.
Yeah, I'm going back to work on Monday, but I won't be on active duty for about 4 or 5 weeks.
Do you know what your assignment will be?
Yeah, it's a desk job. We all know how much I like paperwork.
Sounds terrific to me.
You know, I know why you feel that way, too. I'm just kidding.
Look, have you been by the station house lately?
Yeah, a couple times.
Did you have a chance to talk to any of the guys?
Sure, well, that's what I went down there for.
And some of them he'll come to visit Larry here. I think that's real sweet of him.
And why do you ask?
Oh, I was just wondering if anyone said anything about the investigation into Buzz Winslow's death.
Larry thinks that it might not have been an accident.
I Said there are a few things that are a little suspicious.
Like what?
Larry thinks that it might not have been an accident.
I said there are a few things that are a little suspicious, honey.
Like what?
Well, we don't know why Buzz's car went out of control, and there's an extra set of skid marks on the road.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If Buzz was run off the road by another car, that car's long since gone from Bay City.
Well, it's been turned into scrap metal.
There's no solid evidence of any foul play?
There's no solid evidence, period.
Will you keep me posted if they find any?
Why, do you think Jordan Scott had something to do with Buzz's death?
Why do you mention Jordan Scott?
Because I know that's the guy Blaine's been seeing.
Look, maybe we better not get into this.
Now, go ahead, Jerry. Nothing you say can disillusion me any more than I already am about Blaine.
It's just a hunch, Larry.
Well, why don't you tell me about it?
Okay. Yeah. I think Jordan Scott may have had something to do with Buzz's death.
What are you saying, Jerry? That he wanted Buzz out of the way?
So he could have Blaine all to himself? Yeah, I think it's possible. But I don't think that's all there is to it.
What kind of guy is this Jordan Scott anyway?
Yeah, well, my mom can fill you in on the facts, but I'll tell you, none of them are any good.
He's got a rap sheet as long as my arm.
And he hasn't spent a day in prison, thanks to his hotshot lawyers.
Oh, brother. I should have learned about Blaine a long time ago.
Oh, Blaine's never been about with anybody like Jordan Scott before.
What are you saying, Clarice? This is history repeating itself. I mean, first it was Buzz, now it's this Jordan Scott. He's just another lousy crook.
There's a big difference, Larry.
Okay, what, so Scott's big time?
Yeah. It's much more reason to worry. I don't think Blaine knows what she's gotten herself into.
I'm not worrying about Blaine anymore. I've had it. She's just gonna get herself involved in it again anyway.
Hey, wait a minute. Has it occurred to you that maybe Blaine's involved in something against her will?
Oh, come on, Clarice.
But you heard what Jerry said. He said that she might not know what she's getting herself into.
She's always getting herself involved in something she says is against her will.
But maybe this time it's true.
My mom feels the same way you do, Clarice.
She does?
But I disagree with her.
Well, why? Margot's very smart, and she knows the situation better than you guys do.
What situation?
Well, she's been out to the arena, and she knows what kind of guy Jordan Scott is. Jerry, if I were you, I'd listen to your mom.
Look, I think I better get going, or I'm gonna miss 2 classes today.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want you to get behind in your studies. Listen, why don't you stop by again here real soon? We'll talk. It's good for you sometimes.
That includes an invitation to dinner. You just call us and let us know when you want to come by.
Thanks, Clarice.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys.
Yeah. We'll be seeing you.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Larry. So long, Clarice.
Bye. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Larry. Larry, don't you think that you should try to protect your sister a little? Even, I mean, she might be in something that...
She got herself involved in a mess, Clarice. She did it of her own accord. I don't even feel like going out for a walk now.
Larry, I think that there's something that you don't realize about Blaine.
I think I know my sister pretty well.
There was a time in her marriage when she seemed really happy and contented.
At least I thought so.
Maybe she could find that again if you would help her.
You think Jerry'd take her back?
He might. I can tell that he still loves her.
Clarice, you know, Blaine was the first one to admit that whenever she got something good, she'd always do something to louse it up.
Larry, Blaine is your sister. Don't you have any feeling for her?
Yeah, sure I got feelings for her. It's tearing me up inside.
Then help her.
What's the use, Clarice? I mean, she'd just go get herself into trouble again. Just don't see what the use is.
Let's take our iced tea outside. I think it's a little cooler out there.
Oh, yes, it is. It's wonderful. Now, are you sure I'm not taking you away from something?
No, you're not taking me away from a thing. It's nice to see you again.
Thanks.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Where did you put what you wanted Mac to read?
I put it on the desk in the living room.
Oh, all right. I just want to make sure that he'll get it when he comes home.
You know, I guess I must have just missed him as he left the complex.
Oh, well, he's probably on his way home, so you'll probably see him when he gets here.
Mm-hmm. You know, if I knew that he was stopping by the printing plant on his way home, I would have brought the galleys there for him.
It's all right. Is your iced tea all right?
Mm-hmm. It's fine, thank you.
Well, tell me what's going on at the complex.
Well, I'd imagine Mac doesn't give you much gossip, does he?
No, hardly ever.
Well, let's see. Oh, you know, I did hear an interesting bit of information, although it's not about the complex.
What?
It seems that Iris has decided to stay in Texas for good. You've heard that, though.
Yes, I had. Lucky Texas.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you feel the same way about Iris that I do. Boy, to think that she and Philip almost succeeded in ruining my life.
Must be awkward for you to run into Philip at the complex. Or have you forgiven him?
No, I haven't. I suppose I should. But then I guess I'm just not the forgiving type. Not the way Jamie is, anyway.
What made you mention Jamie?
Well, you know, he was so nice to me after I broke off our engagement.
Oh, but Cecile, that was a totally different situation than the situation between you and Philip.
I know, but I'm just glad that he's forgiven me. We've even managed to become good friends again.
Really?
You don't mind?
Why should I? Jamie's his own man. He has his own life.
Then you've forgiven me for breaking off with him?
Oh, Cecile, I told you a long time ago it has nothing to do with forgiving you. You were going through a situation that you couldn't handle, that was all.
Does anybody want any more iced tea?
Oh, no thanks, Vivi.
Thank you, Vivian. No.
Well, if you change your minds, let me know.
Whoa, what's wrong with Vivian? She used to always be so lively.
Well, she's not herself today.
Do you know what's bothering her?
No, I'm afraid I don't. But I'm going to have to find out. Oh, I better get that. She's en route to the kitchen, I think.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to go now anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you. It was nice visiting.
Oh, it was nice to see you, too. You can find your way out.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye, Rachel.
Bye. Hello? Hi, Mom.
You and I have to have a serious talk, and the sooner the better.
About what?
You know about what?
Mitch?
Mitch. Now, when can we get together?
Oh, wait a minute, Mom. I can't talk to you. Mac has just come in.
Well, you call me tomorrow, you hear me?
Yeah, okay, fine. Thanks. Bye. Hello, darling.
Hi. How you feeling?
I'm feeling just fine.
Oh. And you're looking just fine and you're feeling just fine
Good.
to me.
You saw Cecile on your way out?
Yeah. There was absolutely no point in her making that trip over here.
Oh, well, she said that there was something terribly important that she wanted you to read.
Oh, it's an article for Brava,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no rush on it, and I'm not going to read it anyway till tomorrow afternoon.
Well, then you're just going to have to take it back to the complex.
You know, Cecile is almost too conscientious. Not that I'm complaining, you understand, because she's really done a superb job filling in for Pat.
You really think Pat's going to come back to the complex?
I'm really hoping she's going to.
Huh. Well, then I guess Cecile came over to talk to me.
You had a visit with her?
Subject got around to Jamie.
Oh, really?
Looks like she and Jamie are really seeing a lot of each other, and I was under the impression that Jamie was seeing a lot of Sally.
Well, Jamie's got a very level head on his shoulders. If he wants to spend his time seeing a pretty girl like Cecile, it's fine with me.
I had a feeling you'd
Now,
feel
where'd
that
she
way.
leave that article? I don't want to forget it.
It's on the desk, honey.
I'll put it in my briefcase right now.
How was your day?
Oh, my day was absolutely marvelous.
It was? What happened?
Well, I kept thinking about you. Oh, there's the lady of my life. Come to me, my precious angel. Come to me. How are you? What'd you do with your day?
She heard you cry, and she just wanted to come down.
Well, she spent most of the morning, darling, painting with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like to suck your thumb, you know.
I know. Hopefully there is no
In your
paint on
studio?
it. Yes. And she did a lot of very nice pictures.
I'm sure she did. Oh.
She wants to show you the paintings. They're up in her room.
You want to show me your etchings, my darling? I'd love to see. Yes. Okay, you lead the way.
You
Are
don't
you
get
going to show
offers
me where
like
they
that
are?
every day, do you?
Show me where they are. You're going to come with us, too?
No, darling, I'm
yes?
not
yes?
going to.
Okay,
No.
would you like a ride
Vivian.
up the stairs?
Yes,
Up,
Mrs.
step,
Corey.
step, 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 step. Up, 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 up.
Something's bothering you, and I'd like to know what it is.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Another World.
There is something bothering me, but I don't know how to talk about it.
Well, does it have to do with me or Mr. Corey or the job?
Oh, yes and no. In a way, it has something to do with you.
You're not telling me very much, Vivian.
I know I'm not. It also has something to do with Mr. Mitch Blake.
This involves Mitch?
And Mrs. Bishop.
Suppose you tell me what it is.
Do you remember when she was here to see you the other day?
Yes.
Before I went out to fetch you, she asked me a kind of a nosy question.
About me?
About Mr. Mitch Blake. She wanted to know if he was here the night of that dinner party last week.
What'd you tell her?
I clammed up. If there's one thing Mrs. Bancroft taught me, it was to be discreet.
I have nothing to hide from Miranda Bishop.
I know you don't, but I figured if she wanted to know Mr. Blake was here, she should ask you, not me.
Good for you, Vivian. That's the way to handle her.
That's the trouble. I did not handle her as well as I thought I could.
Why? What happened?
She found out Mr. Blake was here, even though I didn't want to tell her.
How?
She tricked me by asking if I'd found a key he dropped here. Well, now you see why I've been so upset, Mrs. Corey?
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.